Hello, my quilty girls. It is that time again, even though some of you have asked for grace again on the blogs of the past. I'm still chugging along and giving you guys a new one. This month, we are going to do one of my favorites, the Missouri Star. I just love this particular block. Interesting things about this block is that it has both half square triangles and quarter square triangles, and lots of different methods that you could use, but it's pretty basic if you just follow the instructions. And then on the second page of that, you'll find there's an actual piecing diagram, how those things go together. But I did want to just point out the fact that when you get done, when you make your half square triangles and then your quarter square half square, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Anyway, they're going to end up being, when they get to the square part, they should be 3.5 inches squared. So if you needed to trim them up a little bit, you could. But what I wanted to point out to you, first of all, is when you're doing a half square triangle, a measurement is that if you wanted a 3-inch finished block, you would add 7/8 of an inch to that. So you would cut out 3 7/8. If you wanted to make quarter square triangles, you always add 1 1/4 inches. So in this case, because we're making quarter square triangles, they need to be 4 1/4 when we cut those out. So just, a little FYI for you guys. Something else on this one as well is that with the quarter square triangles, they're actually going to be the star tips on here. You have two colors, and that's made up of the quarter squares that we're going to have. But in this case, they are reversed images of each other. And so I thought, let me just show my little tip. If I need to make sure, whether I want to make sure that the quarter squares, if they're all going to be the same, that I'm able to do that, or if they're going to be mirror images like in this case, what I always do. So this is what I do, okay? The two colors that I'm working with is that I don't know if you can see that very well, but I have an orange and I have a yellow. And so I always put the two fabrics together. And if I want them all to be the same, I will make sure that the same color fabric is always on top. And I look at this as though I'm making a 7. And I'm stitching along this seam right here. I guess I should have held it that way, okay? So I'm stitching here. So here's my 7, and if I want them the same, yellow would always be on top. But in this case, we want half of them to be in one direction, half of them to be in another direction. So I'm going to put on half of them, which would be 4. I'm going to put the yellow guy on top of my 7 and stitch along here. The other half now is going to have, I'm going to show you, it's the orange. There's my orange. Now the orange is on top. I'm still looking at this like it's a 7, and I'm stitching along here. And because I'm guaranteeing the way that they'll open opposite of each other, because I changed what fabric is on top. Yellow on half, orange on half, and I'll get mirror images of each other. And when you sew those quarter squares together, you'll end up having mirror images of each other, okay? So that's what you're going for. Then you're going to sew what is actually a half square of your background to the quarter squares that we made just a minute ago, okay? And then you're going to, be able to sew those together, and they should come together in the right order. All right. Another trick on this so that they go together well is that normally when I would have this many seams, I would generally always press the seam towards the solid triangle rather than the piece triangle. But because these two triangles are with their seams are going to lay on top of each other, I will take one side of it and I'll press it towards the pieced triangles. The other side is pressed towards the solid triangle, and that way when you lay these two things together, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but these two seams now, the two seams are nesting. No, you can't really see that. But anyway, trust me, it's going to work and you're going to love it. And you just follow the piecing diagram and it shall all go together very well. And, as always, if you have any questions, I'm just a text away or a phone call or an email away. But anyway, I hope that you have fun, and a Merry Christmas to you all. And I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.